discuss about principles of management. As you are knowing, we are always managing things. How do we manage things? By managing things, we are just thinking of planning. First, think about planning. How to do, what to do, when to do, and who has to do it. As far as the definition of management is concerned, it is an act of getting work done through the other persons. For this, we are using the available resources which is available in the organization. As far as management is concerned, it is only managing the men. So managing men in an organization in order to attain the goals of the organization. So already the goals and the objectives of the organization are being fixed by the organization. So with the help of the resources available, we will be trying to accomplish the desired goals, what you want to do. For example, it is a car manufacturing company. So when you are manufacturing a car and the manufacturing process is being going on, when it is routinely going on, there is no deviation. So everything will be going on. There is no need for any new ideas. For example, during this COVID period, now we can take the example of COVID. Now the workers are not able to turn to the organization for work. Same way, we are not able to get the raw material. In such a situation, we should know how to manage the situation. That is called as crisis management. So management can be in the form of human resource management, that is maintaining and looking after the management of the human force, that is called as personal management or human resource management, project management. Then we have got a lot of managements. It's all an extension of management activities. So when you talk about management, it is nothing but one person or the management is trying to manage all the others in the organization. So it is indulging in the human action. So human being, we are not managing the robots. We are just handling the intellectual capital, that is the human force. So for that, we have management. The concept of management, we have got the definitions. So first one is the definition given by Harold Hoons. It's one of the famous definitions. Management is the art of getting things done through the and with the people in formally organized groups. So we are talking about the organized groups. So in an organization, we have what is called as an organized groups. For example, different levels of management: top level, middle level, and the bottom level. So same way, it's a process. So management is a process of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So management is a continuous process where we involve the planning process. So planning, as I told you, it is deciding well in advance what is to be done in an organization. Then we are going to organize what is to be done. So we follow some steps or some methods how to be done. Then staffing is related to the human force. So when you're talking about staffing, we are talking about the right man for the right job. A teacher can teach, a driver can drive, a tailor can stitch. So a person needs some capability to perform an individual job. That is called as the job position. So when you want to know the job position and when you want to know the job description, for that you need a staff as a process whereby you fix a right man for the right job. Then next one is directing. So somebody has to direct you what is to be done, how is to be done. And the last part is the controlling. It's very, very essential. Whatever has been done, we should have a check over what has been done. So the management is a process of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling all the activities in the organization to accomplish the goals, that is the goals which has been already formulated, the objectives which has been decided by the organization, where you coordinate all the resources, that is the material resources available, than the human resources. So when you talk about management, we talk about the managing men, managing the materials, managing the money power, then managing the resources. So resources, it can be the human resources, material resources, money resources. So and the machine, that is the industry, like machine, what all the machines we are using. So it is nothing but manpower, or the manpower what is required for the organization, material resources required for the organization, money power required for the organization, and the machine power required for the organization. So all these four activities are to be interrelated and correlated in order to accomplish what is the goal of the organization. So an organization can be successful only when all these four things are coordinated: directing, controlling and monitoring, that motivation. Now coming to our first point, what we have is called as planning. What is known as planning? Any idea you have? You will have many ideas, but when you talk about planning, planning is deciding well in advance what is to be done in an organization. What is to be done in the organization? Planning. So the first part is planning. It is nothing but we have a, when you talk about planning and when you talk about the functions of management, we follow the Luther Gulick's rule. Luther Gulick's. So he has given us a key word that is called as postcorb, that is POSDCORB. POSDCORB, where P stands for planning, O for organizing, S for staffing, D for directing, C for coordination, R for reporting, and B for budgeting. But when we talk about this postcorb, we are based on the definition given by Coons and O'Donnell, we have the main functions: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. So these are the main functions what we follow in an organization. Planning. This planning functions deals with chalking out a future course of action. What is to be done? It is deciding well in advance what is to be done in the future. So the most appropriate course of action is to be chosen based on the predetermined goals. So after this education, you have an idea what to go for, like MBA or MCOM or CA or ACS. You have a plan, but what are the steps you are taking? So you have a plan with you. You are having a future course of actions based on the predetermined goals which has been set. So planning is deciding in advance what to do, when to do, and how to do it. Now it is nothing but it is bridging the gap between where we are standing now, and where we want to go. So we have a place where we are standing, then what you want to achieve. So what we have with us and what you want to achieve, that is called as planning. It's a future course of action, and it is exercised in problem solving and decision making. Whenever we talk about planning, we talk about problem solving and decision making. It is a predetermined goal of action, and it is very much essential for proper utilization of human and non-human resources. So human resources and non-human resources. So planning is the first function. Then second one is organizing. This organizing is bringing together some physical, financial and human resources in the organization in order to develop a productive relationship. Among them for achievement of organization goal. As I told you, organization goals are set. Now the process is how to bring together the physical, the financial and human resources in order to develop and attain the productive relationship in order to achieve the organization goal. For that, Henry Fayol has given us a beautiful definition. To organize a business is to provide it with everything useful or its functioning, that is raw material, tools, capital and personnel. So to organize a business involves determining and providing human. So determining and providing human and non-human resources to the organization. So when you talk about organization, we talk about the structure of the organization, the levels of the organization. So first one is organization. In that we have a process. First one is you should identify what are the activities to be carried out. The first one is to identify the activities, what is to be carried out. Second one is classify, that is classification of grouping of activities. So first you identify the activities, second you classify them and group them. Third one is assignment of duties, assigning the duties. Fourth one is delegation of authority, and when you delegate authority, you should create a responsibility. So delegation of authority and creation of responsibility go hands in hand. And final one is coordinating the authority and responsibility relationship. So first one is identification of activities. Second one is classification of activities and grouping of activities. After grouping, you will assign the duties to them. Then you will delegate the authority and give them the responsibility to do it, and to check and coordinate what has been done by seeing the relationship that is existing between the authority and responsibility. Third one is staffing. As I told you, we are dealing with the manpower. The organization structure is given in such a way that the right man for the right job. So staffing here gives a very great importance, because nowadays the business size of the business has increased. Then the complexity of human behavior, we don't know how people will react to a situation. Then there is a lot of advancement of technology which is coming in now. So when you talk about staffing, we should give a more importance to advancement of technology, then the size of the business, then the complexity of human behavior. So the main purpose of staffing is to put the right man on the right job. That is, as I told you, how to put a person in an organization in a particular job. So it is a managerial function of staffing, that is organization structure. In organization structure is done through proper and effective selection of a manpower, giving appraisal and development of the personnel in order to fill the role designated. That is the role, which role he has to function in the organization, that should be decided, and the particular man whom you are hiring should be always suiting that particular role what is to be given. So in staffing we have manpower planning, that is what is the resources we need, how much manpower we need. So we go for searching, choosing the person and giving them the right placement. Next one is recruitment, then selecting those person and placing him in the particular job, then giving him training in order to have a better achievement of the goals of the individual, then development of the individual, then remuneration. This is very important. We should have a better remuneration package. Then performance appraisal. Whatever job he is doing, his performance is to be appraised. Only then we will know what type of a job he is doing, and that fixed job which he is doing is matching to the his remuneration. Same way, whether he is doing his performance in a very good manner or when he is doing a poor performance. When he is having good performance, he will have more incentive. When his performance is very poor, then steps has to be taken. Then the promotions, then the transfer. Then next one is directing. When you talk of directing, it's a fourth function of management. This function deals with actuating the organization methods, how to do the work in an effectively and efficiently way, in an efficiently manner, to achieve the organizational goal. That is the purpose why the organization is. So you should know what to be done, in which way it is to be done. It is like a life spark of the enterprise, which sets in a motion the action of people. What should be done? Because we know planning, organizing, staffing are just a preparation work, but direction is a main internal part which is highly related to the personal aspect of management, which directly deals with influencing them. How do we influence the human force? How do we guide the human force? How do we supervise the force? Motivating them, motivating the subordinate. It's very, very important. Everybody needs a pat. Okay, very good, well done, excellent. Everybody needs something like that. So motivating the subordinate for the achievement of organization goals. So directing has supervision, motivation, leadership and communication. So supervision is just seeing how the work is being done by the person who is having a higher level, seeing the superiors and seeing how the subordinates work. Just watching and directing the worker and the workforce to do the work. Motivation, it's like inspiring. How do we inspire others? How to stimulate others? How to encourage? Everybody needs an encouragement in this world, yes? So encouraging. So these are the factors: inspiring, stimulating and encouraging with a zeal. You have to have an encouragement. Very happy, very happy. Zeal to work, positive. Sometimes we have a negative motivation and we always think about monetary, sometimes non-monetary benefits. Leadership. So we know a leader is a person one shows the way how to do things. And communication, the passing of information. Whatever is done, the goal is fixed in the organization, that should be communicated to the subordinates. Only when they know the goal, what is to be achieved, they will know how to work. Next one is controlling. Controlling, this is a measurement of accomplishment of the goal in the organization. Again, the standards, we set a standard. This is the standard to be set, and if we are not able to achieve the standard, if there is a deviation, we find out why there is a deviation. So we have fixed the target of manufacturing 100 cars in an organization. But when your manufacturing process is done, we found out only 90 cars are being manufactured. There is a deviation of standard of 10 cars. Why? What is the reason? How to rectify it? That is called as controlling. The main purpose is to ensure that everything occurs in the conformity with the standard. It's an effective system. So according to Theo Hyman, controlling, it's a process of checking whether or not proper progress is being made towards objectives and goals, and acting if necessary to measure, and if there is any problem or correction or deviation, we should correct the deviation what is being done. So it is establishment of standard performance, measuring the standard or the actual performance, then comparing. So actual is 100, standard is 100, actual is 19. There is a difference of 10. We find out the deviation and we take a steps to correct those deviations. So I have given a chart here. Planning is planning process. Then we have organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. As I told you, it's a 360 degree. So everything should occur in an organization, and all these five functions are interrelated and correlated. So if there is any deviation in these functions, one function is depending on the other. So planning is mainly depending upon organizing. Same way, organizing is depending upon staffing. Staffing is depending upon the directing function, and it is depending on the controlling function. So if anything wrong in planning, that will have an impact on the organizing. Same will have an impact in the staffing function, and it will have a impact on the directing function. Then it will have a impact on controlling functions. Now I have given a structure of your managerial functions. As I told you, planning, it's a process of determining the course of actions for achieving organizational goal. So organizing, it is a blending of human and material resources. Directing, we show the way how to do it. So we motivate and accomplish the goal. Controlling is evaluating the performance and measuring the actual with the standard performance and finding out the deviation. Try to monitor those deviations. Now we have a question and the function and the result. So first one is, when you talk about planning, what is the need? Why do we need planning? We need planning in order to attain the objective of the organization, to fix the policy of the organization, to know the procedure and methods how to attain the results of the organization. Next one is, where should we actions take place and who should do what work? This is the function of the organization. As I told you, we have work division. A person cannot be bombarded with lot of work. We should have some work division. That is this division. This is same way work should be assigned and properly authority should be utilized. Whatever work is given to you, you should be given the authority to do the work and you are responsible for whatever work you have done. The next function is actuating, that is why and how should group members perform their work. So you have a goal fixed and you are being organized, you should know how to do it. So through leadership, then communication and development, it's very very important. Everybody want to develop themselves. So next one is incentive. Are we working free? No, everybody needs some money. It can be in the form of monetary or it can be in the form of non-monetary. Monetary in the sense salary, wages, then a share in a profit, all those benefits. Non-monetary is like, for example, you need a leave travel concessions or something like that, not in the form of cash, some other incentives. The next one is controlling. These controlling factions are the actions to be performed according to plan. So we should control what are the actions being done, whether it is being done. So for that we need a report. What are the activities done? We compare the reports, we analyze the cost and we check with the budgets what we have done. So we have a pre-planned budget, we go for the cost measurements and we prepare a report and we compare